Good morning. Today is officially March 20th, which means it is the first day of spring, which also means it is officially now photography season for me. Now, normally I do like to wait until there's a little bit of leaves on the trees. They're just now starting to sprout and bloom, so just give it a couple weeks. It'll be looking pretty good, because the other day I went out and shot some photos for my thumbnail for my previous video. When I went to import the photos, I realized that I had not created a March 2025 folder for my raw files yet, which means I haven't shot hardly any photos so far this month, and we're already halfway through the month, or more than halfway. So I was instantly pretty disappointed in myself for that. But recently I've been a little unmotivated, not necessarily burnt out, but I've just been waiting for spring to film all of these videos that I have ideas for, and I'm tired of putting it off, so I'm just gonna go out and shoot today. Now, I'll be honest, where we're going to shoot today is not one of those ideas. It's an area I've been to in the past, but the weather is nice, it's warm, it's kind of cloudy, which means hopefully we won't get any harsh light, so hopefully the clouds stay. And I don't know if I'm going to get any photos today that I'm actually going to like. But the most important thing you have to remember is that you just need to get out and shoot. Now, I make sure to say that in every single video, because the photos are not going to come to you. You have to go out and make an effort to find these photos and make them happen. And it doesn't matter if all of the photos suck to you now. You never know, you might come back to the photos 6 months or a year from now and find a photo that you really, really like. So that's what I'm doing. So today will probably be a little bit more of a raw video. And if we're lucky, I'll get at least one photo today that I can add to my portfolio. All right, so we have made it to the first stop, and the sun is already starting to come out, so that's already a great sign for today. Now, I've passed a couple abandoned gas stations, and they had potential, but they had way too much graffiti, which I do not like to photograph. But there's an abandoned house behind me, and it looked pretty cool, so I think I'm gonna try and get some photos of it. I'm gonna be shooting on the Sony A7CR with the 35mm 1.8. I also brought my 20mm 1.8 and my 85mm 1.8 with me as well. All right, so the actual plan for today is we're gonna bounce around between 4 different towns that I've been wanting to go to and photograph for a while. One I went to about 2 years ago, and I got some photos there at night. But now that we're here during the day, hopefully I can get something a little bit different. I apologize if it's so loud with all the traffic going by. But yeah, then we're gonna go to 3 other towns that I've never actually been to before. And I really hope it does not get much more windy than it already is today. All right, we have made it to the next stop, also right off the highway. But I passed by this village motel, and there's a very cool old car parked right here out front, and this bus as well. So I think I could get some pretty decent photos here. Excited to see how these photos turn out. All right, this location is really cool actually. It looks like they're doing some kind of renovation or demolition? I'm not exactly sure. But the sun's starting to come out a little bit more. I'm super happy with the photos I've gotten here so far. Yeah, I almost didn't stop at this spot, but definitely glad I did. All right, and we are back in Madison, North Carolina. First time here photographing in about 2 years, and I just parked and I already see something that I want to photograph. Today, I think the goal is to try and photograph less abandoned things because I feel like I've been going a little overboard with the abandoned things, and this video is already off to a great start, obviously. But I see this old building with the old decal there that's probably been there for decades, and I want to try and document that. I love photographing intersections in these smaller towns in the corners of these buildings. They always have so much character. Wait for this car. That's perfect with those people sitting on the bench in that building across the street. Love it. And this right here is probably one of my favorite corner stores to photograph here in this town. I've photographed this spot at night before, but never during the day. Probably a little bit more interesting at night with the lights, but luckily the sun is going back behind the clouds, but at the same time, I kind of like the nice, harsh, contrasting shadows. Just wait for these cars. And there we go. All right, now it is Thursday, so it is a weekday, and that's usually not my favorite time to come out and shoot because there's typically a lot of people out. And especially in these smaller towns, people seem to stare and be a lot more judgmental of what I'm doing, which makes me feel a little uncomfortable. I would probably care less if I was just taking photos, but because I'm filming as well, it does make it a little bit more awkward. I want to get a shot of this building here because I didn't get a good look at it when I was there on the other side. But this building is the perfect example of rural America. Pawn shop, guns, gold, and loans. So one of the main reasons that I overthink these things and going out and shooting photos, or especially shooting these photo walk videos, is because sometimes you never know what you're gonna get. A lot of the times, like these really cool places I might go to in my videos, I've probably been there before, so I kind of know what to expect. And I know I've been to this town before, but this is only like my second time here, maybe third time, and you never really know what you're gonna expect, especially when it's been a couple years. But it's a very calm and quiet downtown area. Few people out, but you know, very relaxing here. Hopefully the rest of the places we go to today will be like that as well. All right, we are here in the small town of Mayodan. I don't even know how it's pronounced. I've never been here before. It's a very, very small town, a lot smaller than Madison was. But I just pulled into I guess you could call it a downtown area, and I already see one thing I want to photograph. Then I'll walk around and see if there's anything else here. If not, we'll move on to the next location. All right, it's nice to have at least one subject that's not backlit today. Okay, there's been many that's not backlit, but this one's pretty cool. All right, this old garage has a very cool old car parked out front, so I think this could make for a nice photo. If only this blue car that's parked here with the door open will get out of the way, which I think the person might be about to, but maybe not. And we'll just take the photo regardless. Sit down. There we go. All right, there's not a whole lot of room over there to film, so I think I'm just gonna walk over there and get the photo I want real quick. All right, I think that came out well. All right, I love the colors of this building right here. And for that car. Very chill, calm town. Not a whole lot going on. A few interesting things, but nothing crazy here. I think I'm gonna walk up that street just a little bit and see if there's anything. Otherwise, I think we'll be moving on to the next place. It's a nice small little town, not a whole lot to photograph. I'm sure if I spent a little bit more time driving around here, I could find more things to photograph, but there's not a whole lot to it. And I did ask someone, and the pronunciation of the name of the town is Mayodan. Mayodan, yeah. All right, and I was driving out of the town and I passed by this old auto muffler shop, and it's not backlit by the sun. It looks nice, it's preserved, it doesn't have any graffiti on it, so I thought I might as well stop here, take some photos while I can. I see some things all around here that might be worth photographing. So let's get to it. I like these photos, but I need to find a way to make them just a little bit more interesting, I think. There's a guardrail over here. All right, so my thought process is maybe I can use this old guardrail with a lot of moss and decay growing on it as kind of a leading line going into the muffler shop, because it's very cool, but I just don't want the photo to be boring. Can't really make out the guardrail, so maybe if I go around it. I also really like their logo. Oh, it looks nice with the clouds. There we go. There's also some pretty cool just pieces of cars just lying around. Wheels, tires. Let's see. Let's open this up to f1.8. Okay. Off to the next location. All right, so I found this really cool old junkyard with a bunch of old cars. I tried knocking on the door to see if anyone was here, to see if it was okay if I take photos, but I don't think anyone's here. So I think I'm just gonna take some photos, try and make it quick. A lot of cool old cars though. This one car back here really stands out to me. So I'm gonna try and use these other cars as foreground. Yeah, the light's definitely a little bit more harsh than I would like right now, but I can make it work. But I can't really shoot wide open like I want to. Well, I just had someone yell at me and get my attention. Apparently someone called, said they noticed me. Here in these small towns, everyone knows each other. But he came out and turns out I knocked on the wrong door. They're in this building over here. But he said it was cool if I take some photos here. But I probably won't be here too long. I told him maybe 10, 15 minutes. But I love all of these old cars just stacked up here. It's so cool. The guy was so nice. I feel bad if I can't get any photos here that I really like. But I do really love this car and all of the rust and the decay going on. So I think I'm gonna get a nice corner shot of this if I can. I really need to learn to focus more on the details. That's one thing I really struggle with. I try and get photos of the wide scene, and I'm usually not super impressed. Sometimes obviously they turn out very well, but other times they don't turn out well. And if I would just focus more on the details, like this car right here, the photos would come out so much better because it's not always about capturing the scene. Like these photos here, I really love just after I said, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get any photos here that I actually like, but I just need to change my mentality when approaching these locations. So I'm gonna come back over here to these cars that I first photographed and try and capture more of the details. I think these photos will come out a lot better than what I got here already. I always like that straight on wide shot of these old cars, just because the grille and everything is so unique about them. Sometimes you need to be really careful when finding locations like this because you never know if the person is going to be nice or really mean. Luckily, I've always gotten pretty lucky and never ran into anyone who is not so nice. All right, Stoneville seems pretty promising. I like some of the old buildings here. The only thing I'm worried about is the lack of clouds, less and less clouds as we go on throughout the day. But still some harsh light. I like the contrasting shadows. All right, the lighting in these shots actually looks really, really good. I always love these small old towns because they always have a lot of character. I love this right here. Okay, I love that photo. Oh, watch, someone's gonna pull right into my shot here. I'm gonna pull right into my shot. Yep, they did exactly that. Well, that's usually just kind of something that happens when you're dealing with this. Working in small towns, during the day, a lot of traffic. Just waiting for these cars, and goodbye. Maybe I should cross at the crosswalk. That's boring. One thing all of these towns have in common, they all have a Dollar General. This one's kind of scenic. I like it with the water tower in the background. I could do an entire photo series of me just photographing Dollar Generals and Waffle Houses in rural North Carolina. That's actually a good idea. Maybe I'll do that. Just see if I can take like a really good... Someone yelling at me? Nope. Okay. It'd be an interesting challenge to see just how good I could make a Dollar General or a Waffle House look. Waffle Houses are actually pretty aesthetic, but Dollar Generals, they're Dollar Generals. All right, and I am off to the final location of the day. This town is just way too crowded. Although I do really like it. I would like to come back here maybe on probably a Sunday morning or something would probably work best, because for such a small town, there are a lot of people here. I hope this guy behind me doesn't mind me recording. We'll see if I'll ever actually be able to back out of here. Here we go. Cool. All right, and the final stop of the day, which has me kind of worried because of the lighting. We are heading to Eden, North Carolina. Now there's one spot near Eden that I've been wanting to photograph for a long time, but sadly I think it is too late. This kind of plays into the whole topic of, don't overthink things, because I waited way too long to go to the spot, and last I checked on Google Maps, it's no longer there, or no longer what it was. So I'm gonna go check it out anyways, regardless, just to see if there's anything I can make of the spot. Kinda doubt it, but we'll see. I'm actually very surprised by how much I like the photos I've gotten today. I went in with zero expectations, and while I don't know if I have any portfolio-worthy shots, one of the early ones at the motel with the old motel with the bus and the old car that was kind of sitting out front, if any of the photos I've taken today are portfolio-worthy, it's probably going to be those. I really like those. We've got one more spot. I've been out for about 3 hours so far, and hopefully it's going to be worth it. Sometimes you just need to lower your expectations, and you can blow your expectations way out of the water. Stop overthinking things. Like normally I would probably not go out and shoot this time of the day in this weather condition, but I've been pleasantly surprised so far. So it looks like I'm about 2 years too late, which is fine. I guess I might as well take a photo here. Gotta say I'm pretty disappointed, but it's all my fault. So I completely forgot to even mention why I wanted to come photograph this spot. Sometime within the past 2 years, they took down all the signage, but this used to be an old grocery store called Winn-Dixie. I think they still have some Winn-Dixies in different parts of the US, but not really in North Carolina anymore. And I remember Winn-Dixie a lot from my childhood, but probably like 20 years ago, Winn-Dixie just started to disappear. And this was the last location that I was aware of that still had the Winn-Dixie like signage up as of about 2 years ago at least. I'll go ahead and throw up a Google Maps screenshot so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And truthfully, you guys probably wouldn't have even thought it was a cool photo, but it just meant a lot to me. And but it's too late now. Oh well. So I was driving into town and I passed this. It looks like an old drive-in movie theater. This is too cool to not take photos of. I'm not gonna go actually on the property, just gonna try and take some photos of this here, but it's so cool. I don't think it's probably still in operation anymore. I think I can probably get the best angle from across the street here. All right, I just got to Eden and I think my biggest fear has come true. This place is really crowded, a lot more crowded than the previous town was. But I'm still gonna try and walk around and see if I can find a decent photo somewhere. We'll see. But this guy's just staring at me. Pretty creepy, kind of cool. All right, it looks like I've come across something here, like this old station wagon parked out here. Oh, this is pretty cool. Bates Motel, it says run. That's sweet. Okay, this might be kind of difficult to get a shot of without standing in the road, and there is a lot of traffic. No cars coming, so I think if there's any time, now might be the time. When I was scouting this town on Google Maps, this location was one of the only spots I found where I thought, you know what? I think this could be a good photo. So let's shoot wide open to get a nice corner shot of the back of this car. All right, now that we have photographed this, I saw another cool old car out back. Let's see what we can find there. All right, it's very windy back here. We're just gonna ignore this no trespassing sign and photograph this old car. I love all the jacks here under it. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed tagging along on this little adventure with me. If there's one thing to take away from this video, it's don't overthink things. You just have to get out and shoot. The photos are not gonna come to you. You have to go find the photos. And with that, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe to help support the channel. And I hope I could inspire you guys to get out and take more photos. Go out and shoot.